John want to sit? Johnny, where did you want to sit? If you want to sit, no, you want to sit. Can you see from there? Okay, you can also spread them out. Hey, John, you can spread the chair out a little bit and let Gabby move out. Danny can see. Yes, Eric and Ann, thank you. Does this bring back memories of your graduation? Do you have fond memories of this place, right? Please be seated. How you guys doing, all right? Good. Good morning, parents, family members and friends, faculty and staff, trustees, board chair, Mr. White, and to you, the class of 2022. Welcome to the Williston Northampton Schools 181st Commencement exercises. And a special welcome home to our speaker, Gabby Thomas, class of 2015. Thank you for running all the way here from Austin, Texas, Gabby. It is so nice to be back under this expansive tent with the whole school attending. A good portion of our journey this year has been to relearn the significance of school traditions and behaviors, ones that have been paused for nearly 3 years. Traditions and rituals are important to retain and easy to lose. They underpin community and how we live together. And so I hope all the students in the back rows of the tent imagine yourselves in these senior seats 1, 2, or 3 years from now. Do you aspire to be like one of the role models in front of me, going to Union College or Columbia University, or earning the white blazer or valedictory recognition? 9th, 10th, and 11th, you processed into the tent behind your class banner, signifying the stages of your educational journey that is the future of Williston. And so too, the class of 2022, you are literally moving on today. And in doing so, you are claiming your place among the 10,000 or so Williston Northampton School alumni around the country and the world. Last year, at a scaled down and socially distanced and masked graduation, I challenged the class of 2021, some members of whom had been virtual for over a year, to unmute and to find their voices as they headed off to college. After all, they had spent 18 months masked or mic'd up. For all of you, I began this year with the theme of Reclaiming the Joy, which the yearbook chose as its title, and something for which you, the class of 2022, will forever be remembered. I want to combine those two themes and ask that the seniors stand with me and face the audience to show your appreciation for those here today who have supported you along the way. Okay, seniors, stay standing and just 180. Before you sit down, let's give one final Williston roar for your teachers. Thanks. The teachers, the faculty here, have given everything these last years to keep on teaching and advising, mentoring, and coaching. Today, however, the spotlight is on you, 2022, the accomplishments that lie behind you, and the horizons that extend beyond your imagined reach. Natalie Stott's walk-off home run against Walkers is in the past. So is the shout-out I heard when Sarah Markey told her friends she was heading to Yale. So are the last notes of Mamma Mia on the final night of the play. And so are Coach Beaton's words to his team before the last home game. All of those events, some remembered and some not, constitute your time at Williston. What a mark you have left this year, the year in which we have been celebrating 50 years of coeducation. Mr. Conroy led the athletic recognition ceremony on Thursday and recapped the monumental year our female athletes had, winning the NEPSAC championships in both water polo and ice hockey and finishing runners-up in softball, not to mention Abigail Tuohy's record-setting exploits in track and field and cross country. Girls, you rocked the record books and you chose a perfect year to do so. A few weeks ago, on one of my infamous campus walkabouts that you make fun of me for, I noticed the faded blue dots on the pathways and steps behind the Reed Center. Perhaps you have noticed them too, or maybe you walk over them every day without a second thought. 2 years ago, those were bright blue dots, and they determined where you were allowed to stand in the grab-and-go lines that snaked along the pathways during the most fearful and uncertain times of COVID, the fall of 2020. And those dots were just one of a number of steps that we enacted to allow us to be on campus and in community together. Those were difficult and strange times for schools, and this year, by contrast, was certainly much more of a return to normal. But I wonder about those blue dots, metaphorically speaking. Just as they are faded on the sidewalks, but still visible, there are residuals of the pandemic that have stayed with you, though somewhat muted. What blue dots are part of your emotional and psychological landscape, your interior life? Every student here today has predominantly experienced Williston through the lens of this historical pandemic. Think about it. If you began as a 10th grader, then 10 of 12 trimesters were under pandemic rules. It stands to reason that you've been altered and affected in ways that are both obvious to you and hidden from you. Those effects are like the blue dots on the sidewalks, partly faded, maybe overlooked, but still present. You should not have to live your lives in fear of the next pandemic. That is not to say that we might not be in a new age of highly transmissible viruses, that annual masking protocols will be advised by health experts. This gets lighter. But it's not about masks, it's about mindsets. Living with knowledge is not the same thing, 2022, as living with fear. Fear of the unknown creates anxiety. Fear that stems from understanding the magnitude of a critical issue, if you have the right mindset, might become your life's purpose. Your generation faces, and you know this already, great challenges that might seem intractable or even overwhelming from an isolated or solo perspective. What can I do about climate change? Or what can I do about the next pandemic? Or what can I do about food insecurity or living wages? But by virtue of where you are sitting today, armed with a powerful education that is the envy of millions of teenagers worldwide, you can do something. Each of you can do something to make a difference. You should always use your intellectual gifts to study, analyze, and learn about the things that impact your lives and then make informed choices. That's a piece of universal advice, not just health-related. Much of the pandemic restrictions that you endured as teenagers these past 2.5 years have been antithetical to the carefree, spontaneous, devil-may-care lives teenagers experienced before the pandemic. Mrs. Hill and I have been at Williston for 12 years, and we're pretty sure that staying 6 feet apart all the time and obsessively washing your hands is not normal for you. Teenagers tend to be high contact, high energy, and not so clean. It's like any dance on campus. And thankfully, we saw more of that return to normal this year, but I still wonder about those fading blue dots and what might unconsciously be holding you back. A book I am reading by the scholar-journalist James Carroll about Jerusalem muses on some of these big questions about what makes us human. I was struck by the quotation, "Animals live in the eternal present. Humans live in the eternal coming into being." You are all coming into being, following the deepest human urge of a continual quest to find meaning in your lives, no matter what you do or where you are. On this joyful day, a day filled with symbolic value, where you commence the next stage of your lives as young adults, I hope you will be able to take all the lessons learned at Williston and apply them to the as yet defined coming into being experiences that lie ahead. You, 2022, are the most resilient and equipped graduates in Williston's history, since you have proven what you can do under such extraordinary circumstances. You will need to use all your considerable educational advantage as you accept the challenges that lie ahead, some of the great global and human issues of the day. But I know that I speak for this dedicated faculty who have mentored you when I say that we have great faith that you will meet the moment. The next time I walk over the pathway behind Reed and look at those blue dots, I'm going to think about each one of you. And then on one of those clear, beautiful Williston nights, I'll look up at the skies and see those other blue dots of light as representing the infinite possibilities for each of you, members of the class of 2022. Thank you. Speaking of stars, the young woman sitting on the stage patiently waiting her turn is a Williston star from the class of 2015. So Gabby, while I have just a couple more things to say, this is your on your marks and set moment. Usually I provide a little context about the graduation speaker, but I suspect that our youngest commencement speaker in my tenure at Williston is also our best known. So without further ado, let me introduce Gabby Thomas, Williston class of 2015, Harvard College 2019, and silver and gold medalist for Team USA in the Tokyo Olympics.
Mr. Hill, that is some serious bling right there.
Yeah, you want to try it out?
I kind of do.
Yeah,
Maybe a swap?
Yeah. Let's try this out.
I don't know. What do you think? How about that? morning, graduates. I can't tell you how honored I am to be standing in front of you today as the class of 2022's commencement speaker. I think I can pretty well relate to how surreal this moment feels for you. Sitting here under the massive tent, finally experiencing the day you felt would never come, realizing gradually that high school is now a part of your past, and everything else is in your future. As with any occasion that makes you recognize precisely where you are in the universe, cliches can help guide you and you're on your way. Here's one cliche that keeps coming to mind as I worked out this speech. Time moves slowly, but passes quickly. What do I mean by that? Well, at my graduation just 7 years ago, it felt like Mr. Hill would never get to the letter T in the alphabet. Beyond that, it certainly felt like I'd never be at college in the fall, never continue my athletic career, never get my undergraduate degree, and never get a real job. All of that felt so far off, especially when we could hardly get to the letter T. And then, in a blur, all of it happened. I went off to Harvard, I got my degree in neurobiology, I set a few collegiate records in track and field, I won a few Olympic medals, and I ended up right back here under this massive tent. Listening to a commencement speech, looking around at people I care about and who care about me. The only difference is I'm the one giving the speech. As I said before, surreal. On my own graduation day, sitting right where you're sitting now, I looked around and realized that I would be leaving so many of the people who made me feel at home. So let me start there, by encouraging you to look around, take it all in, revel in what you've accomplished, and cherish those people who helped you get here, their relationships, the successes, the failures, the lessons, the good times, and the bad. And now I'm going to ask you to imagine this for a moment. Runners, take your mark. Set. Go. For a moment, I want you all to imagine you're somewhere most of us have been at some point in our lives, a track. Just a regular, oval, 400-meter track. Well, regular except one big caveat. This isn't just any track, and this isn't just any day. Because today, you're in Eugene, Oregon, and you just might qualify for the Olympics. And there are still 60 seconds until the starter's pistol goes off. I call these the 60 seconds of eternity. This period of time that takes its own form, its own pace, its own universe. Time has come to a halt, and you're thinking about your every breath, your every movement. You've walked on the track, shaken out your muscles, pressed your heels into the starting blocks. The world seems so slow. Those 60 seconds are consuming your entire life. Your fear, you may never leave them. For a brief moment, you're suspended in time, and there are 1,000 thoughts flying through your mind. Your heartbeat, that thud in your chest, is the one constant through it all. It's like trying to break free, take you out of this moment, and make sure the world is still moving around you. It sounds like an over-caffeinated metronome, desperately trying to keep you in rhythm as the rest of your body freezes. But you are still, and it's just your heart and your mind that wage ahead. This is the 60 seconds of eternity. You've run this race before, countless times in your head. You've been visualizing this race for months, for years even. You've imagined in intricate detail how you took off from the starting blocks, glided past the competition, threw your arms in the air, and emerged victorious. But you're not in that race right now. You're in those 60 seconds of eternity, that place of doubt that lies just before the moment you've always dreamed of. And you have become scared for the race to start. In fact, you're no longer sure if your legs will move at all. It seems imminently possible that the race will start, your competitors will take off, and you'll just stay stuck in the starting blocks, paralyzed with fear. These 60 seconds of eternity feel like purgatory, but you will overcome them. You always have before. And yet, with the outcome just seconds away, you've been stilled by uncertainty. In this climactic moment, staring down everything you've ever worked for, you start questioning everything. Am I good enough? Will I win? Can I win? You just need to make top 3. You keep reminding yourself of that top 3. That's all I need. Just be in the mix, and you'll be an Olympian. That isn't too much to ask, right? So why are you so nervous? And then you snap back into your zone, that special, grounded place that you spent years outfitting. You're back. You belong. This is your place. This is your time. And then you look around. On your right, Allison Felix. No, I'm not exaggerating. Literally Allison Felix. The star of track and field, Allison Felix's appearance on Oprah, Allison Felix, the most decorated female athlete of all time, Allison Felix. Your childhood hero, the woman you've idolized your entire life, Allison Felix. So you look to your left. Surely that can't be as nerve-wracking, right? Just look to your left. Oh, it's Jenna Prandini, the woman who's been your rival all season long, competing feverishly for the top time in the world, and she's already qualified for the Olympic team in 2016. So your brain starts to spin again. The thud in your chest starts to grow again, out of control, the metronome going angrier and angrier. You see a Navia battle, Tamara Clark, Desiree Bryant, Lena Irby, Morlikea Kinnison, all world-class elite athletes with one goal: to beat you, to beat everyone, and to win. Oh yeah, that's why you're nervous. And then off in the distance, the words you never thought you'd get to. Runners, take your mark. Set. Your last thought before the starter's pistol goes off: just beat Allison to 20 meters. And then before you know it, you're 30 meters away from the finish line, and just a few seconds later, you're an Olympian. And you're not just an Olympian, you're the Olympic trials champion. And now you're not just the Olympic trials champion, you now hold the all-time meet record. And just moments after that, you realize that you just ran the second fastest 200-meter time in history, just behind Florence Griffith Joyner. You almost caught FloJo. And even though you feel very much the same girl who left the start line just moments ago, you know that something changed in those 21.61 seconds. You no longer feel the thud in your chest. You no longer fear that your legs will never work again. In just 200 meters, your life changed forever, and you will never be the same. Nothing will ever be the same. The 60 seconds of eternity are gone. Something very new in its place. Just 12 years ago, when I arrived on campus as an awkward young girl from Georgia, I felt many of the same things that I still feel in those 60 seconds of eternity. Fear, uncertainty, self-doubt. I was one of maybe 5 black students in my class wondering if I belonged. Worse than that, I was in a Jonas Brothers fan club. TikTok was nothing more than my favorite Kesha song, and Robert Pattinson hadn't yet made the transition from the world's most famous vampire to Batman. Standing outside the door to my first class, on the starting blocks of my time at Williston, the thud in my chest was loud enough to prompt a loud shh from Mr. Teller. And the questions crept in. What if they don't like me? What if I'm not good enough? And what if I don't belong here? And then, runners, take your mark. Set. Go. I crossed the doorway into class, and I took the plunge into the next 5 years of my life, 6 years. And while I was shy at first, I eventually began to open up. I found a lifelong friend in my algebra teacher and coach, Mrs. McCullough. I found guidance in the long talks I had with my advisor, Ms. Whipple. And I grew accustomed to hanging out at the Stubop with other day students during free period. I took frequent walks to Dunkin' Donuts between classes, and before I knew it, Williston had become my second home. Literally, I was here so much that people often would mistake me for a boarding student. And then I blinked, and the girl that was sitting in those seats was leaving this once intimidating place, hoping I could hold on to the precious memories that I made here forever. Time moves slowly, but passes quickly. As days, especially graduations, tend to be, today is a day of multitudes. It is and should be a chance to celebrate your tremendous accomplishments, the culmination of years and years of hard work, hours in the library, on the track, in the band room, in rehearsal, and in community. But it's also an opportunity to look ahead. If the class of 2022 was anything like the class of 2015, today feels like a day composed almost entirely of the 60 seconds of eternity. You're looking around the track full of uncertainty. Perhaps doubt takes the place of excitement, or fear takes the place of celebration. So, as you sit here, waiting for your future to start, I figured I could give you some tips from what I've learned from my own experience in the 60 seconds of eternity. And though I just told you about the one race that I'm best known for, I think my message is best communicated by telling you about a race that I ran that hopefully none of you have ever heard about. It was March 2017, my sophomore year at Harvard, and I was in College Station, Texas, lining up for my first NCAA indoor championships. I wasn't the favorite, not even close. And to be honest, as a runner from Harvard, I wasn't even supposed to be there. These meets, these championships, were reserved for the best track athletes in the NCAA, the type of girls who went to Georgia, LSU, Oregon, not the nerds at Harvard studying neurobiology and calculating the exact number of days until it's socially acceptable for them to get a pet pug. He's right over there, actually, in his Williston swag with my mom. As I approached lane 3 and got set up in my starting blocks, my mind flooded with negative thoughts. Don't fall off the bank. Don't false start. Make sure your legs actually move. Gabby, please just make sure your legs actually move. I took a deep breath and extended my stance. Runners, take your mark. Set. Go. The starter's pistol went off, and I exploded from the starting blocks, striding down the curve, feeling the hot Texas air in my face. From my position in lane 3, I could see the competition out ahead of me. I just needed to chase them down. I dug deep. I drove my legs into the rubberized track, and with each step, I fell further and further behind. As we neared the finish line, it became clear that I had no real chance of winning the race. And it was much worse than I thought. I found out that I didn't just lose my heat, but I had come in last place amongst all of the finalists. It was my worst finish ever, and tears swelled my eyes. But in that moment, the tears pooling at the base of my eyes as I stared down loss, disappointment, and disbelief. That feeling, in hindsight, I can see the ultimate beauty of track and field and of life more broadly. Looking back on it, I feel a sense of pride about the entire experience. Here's another cliche for you. We are not defined by our successes, but by how we respond to our failures. Or as the philosophers Friedrich Nietzsche and Kelly Clarkson put it, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So when I crossed into the 60 seconds of eternity in Tokyo, I thought back to College Station. And then I thought, at the end of the day, all I can do is run my race. Keep moving, get off the blocks, and take the next stride. You never know the outcome until you hear, runners, take your mark. Set. Go. And you start running, and sometimes you'll get through those 60 seconds of eternity, and your best dreams will come true. You might fail. You might not measure up. The race will start, and you and your anxieties will burst ahead of you, and you will not be able to chase them down. It might hurt, and when it hurts, you might cry, and you'll be embarrassed, and you'll feel all the things that it is human to feel. But then other times, if you can weather those failures, you'll step to the start line, you'll sit in your 60 seconds of eternity and burst from them. Sometimes when you break through those hard times, break through those 60 seconds, you'll take off. Still the Harvard girl that doesn't quite fit in, still not the favorite, and you'll fly. And you'll realize, once you're there, that it wasn't what happened after the race that defines you. It's all that you did and all that you overcame before you ever walked onto the track. That's what shows whether or not you belong. You being there on this very special day shows that you belong, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't. You all did the work to be here today, under this massive tent. You did the work to be in this line with everyone around you, your friends, your mentors, and loved ones. The races that are out in front of you now are races that you belong in. So get out there and run your race. Build life-changing relationships. March for a cause you believe in. Do research in Africa. Embrace your sexual identity and empower others to do the same. Start your own business. The beauty of it all is that there are so many races to be run, so many challenges to be tackled, so many people that need help, so many ways to get involved. But know too that with each race comes that 60 seconds of eternity, of uncertainty, the time where you can question everything, where you can be scared, and it's only that moment when you can become who you truly are. You'll never know that you need to work harder until you lose. You'll never know the heights you can reach until you take on the very things, people, challenges, and failures that you're afraid of and beat them to the finish line. So trust in all the training, the experiences, and the people around you who brought you to this moment. And have faith in your ability to succeed. And if you do that, then you can throw yourself back into the present, back into that zone in which great things are possible. You can be in your race just focusing on beating Allison to the 20 meters. I can't guarantee you'll be happy with the result of every race. Some races will bring you to tears. Sometimes they'll be tears of joy, but perhaps more often, they will be tears of pain. And despite your best efforts, most times you'll be scared stiff at the start line. But please don't let that fear rule you. Don't let that fear stop you from running. The fear of failure, the fear of truth, the fear of knowing what you're capable of. Don't let that stop you from finding out if you might fly, from finding out if something between the start and the finish line might change you. If you can get through that fear, you might find that you're someone completely different when you cross that finish line, the one you thought you might never get to. There are so many races to be run, so many challenges to be tackled. Find yours, because another adventure lies just beyond the sound of the starter's pistol. And all you have to do is run. So, class of 2022, I challenge you all to get up each day and run your race, to embrace these 60 seconds of eternity right here. Because while no one knows how this next race will end for you, there is one thing we all do know. There's only one way to find out. Runners, take your mark. Set. Go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gabby. I'm going to get used to hanging this around my neck. I like this. I asked if they're engraved with her name, and apparently they're not. So, maybe she'll never know if I walk out of here with this on. Next, I'd like to ask Assistant Head of School Ann Pickerel to come up for the presentation of prizes.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Gabby, for being here with us today to celebrate this extraordinary class of 2022. Your words of inspiration will resonate with our community long after our ceremony concludes today. Forgive me for remembering you when I first met you during your admission visit to campus. The Williston extended family is so proud of you. You certainly have pursued your passions beyond Williston in running and in science. Thanks again for sharing your words with us today. It's our pleasure to have you here. how fitting it is to be celebrating the class of 2022 under this tent today with our full school community and unlimited guests in attendance. Your class has shown great leadership in the face of adversity, enthusiasm for the return of school traditions like convocation, the musical, CIDs, the prom, and Willy Gras. You've led the way with new traditions, including the Asian night market and the senior grill and chill. Over the past several weeks, Williston students have shared their passions and talents widely with our school community. We have celebrated these endeavors in many ways, including performances by our actors, dancers, singers, senior day for our athletes, along with the impressive Williston Scholar showcase last Thursday evening in the Reed Center. It gives me great pleasure to share with you the most notable of these student accomplishments and to recognize overall distinction among the class of 2020. On Thursday afternoon, we held our Athletic Awards Assembly to celebrate another incredible year of success for Williston athletic teams. The athletic department presents a senior award, the Blanket Award, to honor exceptional participation in the Williston athletic program. Seniors who have been at Williston for more than 1 year are eligible for this award if they missed only one season, not including their senior year. 22 seniors were presented the Blanket Award on Thursday. I would ask that those 22 seniors stand now and be recognized. I would also like to acknowledge the senior recipients of our top 4 athletic awards and ask those individuals to stand now and be recognized. The George Denman Bowl and the Alumni Bowl are awarded to seniors whose contributions to the athletic program have been characterized by exceptional achievement, faithful participation, and loyal devotion to the best interest of the school. This year, the George Denman Bowl was given to Jack Haddad, and the Alumni Bowl was awarded to Natalie Stott and Abigail Toohey. The Athletic Leadership Awards are presented to seniors who have distinguished themselves in terms of the quality of the leadership they have demonstrated as student athletes. The recipients exemplify what it means to be an outstanding teammate, competitor, and representative of the school. Their selfless leadership, sportsmanship, and integrity have provided inspiration to their coaches and teammates throughout their time at Williston. This year, the Athletic Leadership Awards were given to Jerry Landman, Pragya Atavan Raja, and Emma Merrill. "100 different students who received prizes for their academic accomplishments during the school year. I would ask that all recipients of our course awards that were given on Friday, please stand to be recognized. We also recognized overall excellence at each grade level, and I'd like to highlight the winners of each of the prizes and ask them to stand, and we can applaud them together as a group. In the 9th grade, there are 3 prizes. Jacob Waugh was the recipient of the Head of School Prize, Isabel Baxter Paris was the recipient of the Yale Prize, and Jack Berrien was the recipient of the Bowdoin Prize. For the 10th grade, there are 3 prizes. Caroline Afaro was the recipient of the Head of School Prize, Soleil Richardson was the recipient of the Smith College Prize, and Emily Hammond was the recipient of the Williams College Prize. For the 11th grade, there are 4 prizes. Dyson Holland was the recipient of the Head of School Prize. Elsa Frankel was the recipient of the Lincoln Grannis Prize. Louisa Coughlin was the recipient of the Dartmouth Prize. And Catherine Kang was the recipient of the Harvard Prize. Before presenting the senior class prizes and awards, I am pleased to make announcements about the Williston Scholars Program. This year, we offered 7 courses within our Williston Scholars Program, and there are 14 seniors who will be recognized at this time for their exemplary work. As I read the names of the seniors, I ask that they come forward to receive their certificates from the director of the Williston Scholars Program, Kim Poland. For work in the History and Global Studies Department, Edward Burgum. Jacob Freitas. Sarah Markey. Melody Pan. For work in the Performing Arts Department, Edward Burgum. Sage Friedman. Tucker Motika. Lily Venko. For work in the Visual Arts Department, Samantha Friedman. Sarah Markey. For work in the Science Department, Victoria Hopp. For work in the Math Department, Kai Hori. For work in the Language Department, Rosie Crooker. Annika von Scholler-Ames. The following are the senior prizes awarded each year at commencement as voted by the full faculty and presented by head of school, Robert Hill. The Henry Teller Prize, in memory of a history teacher and choral conductor, 1947 to 1983, is awarded to that person in the Williston Northampton community who by active example encourages intercultural understanding and goodwill. This year the prize is given to Owen Fu. The Henry E. Donay Jr. Class of '59 award is given to the senior that has manifested a love of the natural world and who has taken an active interest in the protection and preservation of the world's environmental resources. This year, the prize is given to Tucker Motika. The Westcott E.S. Moulton Award, honoring a member of the class of 1927 and Williston Alumni Secretary from 1961 to 1973, is presented to the member of the senior class who has shown a high degree of effort in publications, sportsmanship, leadership, and community involvement, leading to continued loyalty and interest as an alumna or alumnus. This year, the award is given to Melody Pan. The Tim Wallace Class of 1962 Prize was established in memory of an English-speaking Union exchange student at Williston. The prize is given at commencement to that senior who gets much from the school because he or she puts much in. This year, the prize is given to Jules Constantinople. The Class of 1942 Prize is awarded in recognition of outstanding service to the school. This year, the prize is given to Will Gesa. The George H. Higgins Prize is given to that student in the graduating class who has displayed outstanding character in school life. This year, the prize is given to Edward Burgum. The Catherine M. Ockenden Class of 1949 Prize is given to that senior who, in the opinion of the faculty, has contributed moral, positive leadership. This year, the prize is given to Pragya Atavan Rasha. The L.J. Treadway Citizenship Prize, established by Richard Treadway, class of 1932, in honor of his father, is awarded to a senior that has been at the school for at least 2 years and who has maintained a strong scholastic standing and who has given promise of future achievement. The chief qualities to be considered are personal integrity and contributions made to the best citizenship of the school. This year, the prize is awarded to Rosie Crooker. The Joseph Sawyer Memorial Prize, honoring the 7th headmaster of Williston Seminary from 1886 to 1919, is awarded to a senior that has made outstanding contributions to the intellectual and community life of the school. This year, the prize is awarded to Sage Friedman. The Dorothy Bement Prize, honoring a co-founder of the Northampton School for Girls, is given to the senior who has exhibited excellence in academic endeavors and in contributions to citizenship and overall life of the school. This year, the prize is awarded to Sarah Markey. Now we come to the final three prizes, which carry the greatest distinction. The first two being awarded to the outstanding students in the senior class, the third honoring the first scholar of the class. The Archibald V. Galbraith Prize honors the 8th headmaster of Williston Academy from 1919 to 1949, is awarded to that senior who in academics, athletics, and citizenship is exemplary, representing that which is best in the school. The Galbraith Prize this year is awarded to Benning Johnson. The Sarah B. Whitaker Prize, honoring a co-founder of the Northampton School for Girls and co-principal from 1924 to 1962, is also known as the White Blazer Award. The White Blazer is given to a senior that has made the greatest contribution to the academic, athletic, and community life of the school while exhibiting exemplary leadership and integrity. This year, the White Blazer is awarded to Natalie Stott. The Valedictory Prize is awarded to the first scholar of the class. It is a combination of two awards from an era in the school's history when the Edmund H. Sawyer Prize was given for work in the classical curriculum and the Horatio G. Knight Prize was given for work in the scientific curriculum. These prizes are now combined into one. It honors the student who, by record of performance during the senior year, is judged by the faculty to be preeminent in academic achievement. This year, the recipient of the Valedictory Prize is Sage Friedman. On behalf of the faculty and staff, congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2022. We will miss you, we will remember you, and we want you to remember that you will always have a home away from home here at Williston.
And now for the induction into the Cum Laude Society, may I ask Beatrice Cody, who's president of the society, Tom Johnson, secretary, Greg Talea behind me, and Ann Pickrell behind me to come forward for that presentation.
We gather this morning to honor 12 seniors whom we will induct into the Cum Laude Society, the highest academic award that the Williston Northampton faculty can bestow. In celebrating such academic excellence, we celebrate our fundamental mission: to inspire students to live with scholarly purpose, intellectual passion, and personal integrity. The Cum Laude Society is a national honor society modeled on Phi Beta Kappa. Williston Academy joined the society in 1921. The Northampton School for Girls received its charter in 1951. And in 1971, the society granted the merged Williston-Northampton School a new charter. All of us here can take inspiration from 3 ancient Greek words that form the motto of Cum Laude. Arete, meaning excellence, dike, meaning justice, and time, meaning honor. Excellence, justice, and honor can characterize the life each of us chooses to lead. And the faculty applaud everyone here who strives to live a life so inspired. Moreover, we thank your families. We hope they will enjoy today as a reflection of their influence upon your lives. Please remember to thank all of those people who have helped you to grow your roots and your wings. As we nurture your curiosity and persistence in the search for truth, beauty, and justice, you have taught us much about language and art, about math and science, and about history, philosophy, and faith, and above all, about a love of learning. Because we live in uncertain times, your efforts matter. You remind us that learning remains a fundamentally progressive, optimistic, and democratic enterprise. In you, we witness what can be accomplished by a wonderful mixture of human potential and hard work. And we catch a glimpse of a brighter future. May you embrace the opportunity to improve an ever-changing world. I would like first for students inducted into the Cum Laude Society this past January to please come forward as your name is called, and please line up in the grass to the stage to my right. Edward Burgum. Francis Cataldo. Rosemary Crooker. Avi Falk. Sage Friedman. Anita Waugh. Jerry Landman. Sydney Landman. Zachary Landon. Sarah Markey. Sophia Machalski. Alan Rodal. And Natalie Stott. Now we will welcome the new inductees to the stage. As I call your name, please come forward to receive your membership pin and certificate from President Beatrice Cody and Secretary Tom Johnson. Julia Borden. Emmeline Bruce. Lily Dardano. Erin Gonzalez Sabrino. Ijun Hung. Anna Joffrey. Olivia Laurie. Minami Ogino. Melody Pan. Maeve Reynolds. Annika von Scholler Ames. Zachary Walker. Please turn and face the stage for your formal induction. I would like to ask my friend and colleague of 39 years, Mr. Greg Tulea, the Academic Dean, to come forward to read the charge to the members of Cum Laude.
Your exemplary record in academics and citizenship has earned for you membership in the Cum Laude Society, a fellowship of scholars whose purpose is to recognize and promote excellence in academic work. It is our hope that you will accept the honor of membership as a responsibility to strive for similar excellence in all future endeavors and to contribute to finding solutions to the major challenges that are facing your generation. On behalf of the faculty, I want to thank you for your consistently strong effort and interest in your academic work. Your commitment to your studies at Williston has inspired your classmates and your teachers. By the authority duly granted, it is with great pride and pleasure that I welcome you into the Williston Northampton chapter of the Cum Laude Society. Congratulations.
One of the traditions we have here is for the senior class to select their own speaker. And this year, it's not entirely surprising that they selected Natalie Stott to do that. Last night at the ceremony at Baccalaureate, her reflective poem was a mashup of Taylor Swift lines. So I can't wait to see what she's got for us today. May I ask Natalie, please, to come up and give her address.
Good morning, everyone, and a special good morning to the class of 2022. We have finally made it to the final destination in our Williston journeys, Commencement Day. In the next hour, we will finally be able to call Williston our alma mater, which is pretty surreal. I am honestly at a loss for words about how this day has come, which I'm sure is not exactly what you want to hear from the speaker on this day, but I will attempt to make something out of my speechlessness. I want to start off by thanking the amazing class of 2022 for selecting me as a speaker for today. I'm honored to speak for our class as a whole and hopefully send us out on a good note. Now, in writing this speech, I was forced to dig deep into my memory all the way back to my freshman year here in an attempt to see how much we have all changed. We were all very different people before Williston, all coming from different places to make up the Williston community that we know and love. Whether you were here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 years, we have all impacted and been impacted by Williston and what it has had to offer us. No matter when we first arrived on campus, we were most likely thrown into an unknown world, feeling somewhat alone and lost. At least that's how I felt my freshman year. I cried almost daily because I was so stressed about stupid tests that probably meant absolutely nothing now. And a lot of times freshman year, I literally cried on the test itself. If Miss Breedis were still here, she could probably attest to that. But I had never been as scared as I was on the very first day I stepped onto campus as a Williston student. I'd been moving into 194 Main when I looked to my parents and said, "What if I don't make any friends?" They said that I most certainly would, which is what you kind of have to say as a parent. Little did I know that I had already actually met one. My wonderful, kind-hearted roommate, Kana. Her and I are still roommates, or I guess we're roommates up until today, and I'm so lucky to have been paired with her. She somehow always dealt with my messiness and never once complained. Although I had Kana, I still didn't really talk to anyone for 2 to 3 weeks, staying in my little shell, afraid to let my bizarre, odd, true self shine through. I fondly remember the time that during preseason for field hockey, my good friend Jules said, "Hey Nat, wherever we go, you go," in an attempt to make me feel like I belonged. The next day, they all forgot me when leaving for practice. Now, however, I think my outspoken and quite loud personality shines through, so my friends would definitely notice if they had left me behind, because it would probably be a lot quieter. If there's anything I take from this experience, it is that in a few months, when we head off to college or wherever else we may be going, we will all be in a similar situation from when we first came into Williston. Lonely, lost, confused, maybe even scared, but hopefully we have taken enough from our Williston experience to make sure that this doesn't happen. That as soon as we meet people, we show them our true, authentic self. That is something Williston has taught me through and through. A month after I'd asked my parents if I would have any friends at Williston, Miss Marsland sent them a photo of me wearing a Cheshire Cat onesie around the dorm. A few weeks after that, they got a picture of me in a hot dog costume with a witch hat on, the Wicked Wiener, as we called it. That was only the first couple months at Williston. And 4 years later, here I am, talking to all of you on our last day in the place where I found myself. I know that expressing yourself freely, without fear of judgment, is much easier said than done. Because there are always going to be people thinking that they're cooler than you, but those people definitely have their insecurities too. So when you can, it really is best to just be yourself and live like no one is watching you. Our class is full of personality and passion, and so I'm confident that next year, if I went to Syracuse University, I would expect to see Lily Vanko singing with the voice of an angel in front of the whole school, while Owen Fu cooks up something delicious for everyone to enjoy. You would also find Benning Johnson being the absolute kindest person in the whole entire world, and Sammy Friedman's inspiring artwork hanging on the walls. At BU, you would find Edward Bergam lighting up the stage. At Connecticut College, you would find Jack Haddad instantly impacting the community as a two-sport athlete. At Ole Miss, you'd find Kat Livingston cracking the funniest jokes with a straight face. At Villanova, you'd find Ella Maddox rocking anything pink, and at Endicott, you'd find Tegan Hall doing the same. If you went to Bowdoin, you would find Emma Merrill having 10-second dance parties. And when I'm at Amherst College next year, I 100% expect to see Zach Walker shredding on his guitar in front of a crowd of strangers, hopefully with a guest appearance by Jackson Frechette and Tucker Motika. And most importantly, you'll find Maeve Reynolds being my roommate. All of these things will happen when we exist fiercely wherever our next adventure takes us, regardless of those around us, because Williston has taught us to be authentic and to let our real selves show. It's really fitting that when you go to williston.com, the first 3 words that pop up on the screen are "Be yourself" here. And I know that every school probably needs some cheesy hook to put on the front page, but I truly believe from my experiences here that this is true. When talking with one of my teachers here freshman year, she told me, and I quote, "I think this place is really special, and I've seen how special it can be. Sometimes I even call it magical. Just thinking about my own high school experience and how inclusive this place is, and I know it might not feel like that all the time for everybody, but I feel like this is a magical place in terms of that it makes me feel really good that I can be a part of a community and be able to help people within that community." This teacher, as well as my dorm parent and coach in 2 sports, Miss TF, said this to me nearly 4 years ago, but it has stuck with me all the way until today because it reigns true. Williston is special, and we were all lucky enough to be a part of it. Now, it is no secret that our time at Williston, or perhaps at some other high schools, was not entirely normal. In fact, there was a big piece of it missing, that we spent at home, on Zoom. I don't want to get into that part of our lives because it was challenging, and at times it was easy to feel hopeless, and that is not what we are here to talk about today. Today, we are here to celebrate our accomplishments over the last 4 years and reflect on our growth and adaptation. I have a quote to share that is very relevant to our high school experience and offers more positive perspective on what we have all persevered through, and it goes like this. "Losing things doesn't mean just losing. A lot of the times, when we lose things, we gain things too." Those that know me well probably think that this is a Taylor Swift quote. And if you are one of these people, you are 100% correct, because it is. And with me, what Taylor Swift says goes. And though that may not be the case for all of you, this quote applies to all of us sitting here today. Every single person under this tent has lost something or someone, but it doesn't just mean losing. And for all of us members of the class of 2022, we have all shared a loss, a huge chunk of our high school years, but we have come out even stronger. Our class as a whole has made the most of our time here at Williston, starting right from the minute we stepped back on campus after a full spring of Zoom in 2020. I think we can all agree that we have a different perspective, a different appreciation, if you will, for the things and the people around us. Every now and then, I think about all the things, people, and precious time here that we lost, but what we have gained is a completely new appreciation for Williston, and just for life in general. We all learned firsthand that in just a couple of weeks, so much could be taken from us and taken from people all around the world. I never again took for granted a brunch in the dining hall, or a walk to and from Galbraith for practice, or spending time with the people I love, whether it's on the quad, in the dorm, or at a weekend activity. This past week, we had Willy Gras on the quad. The last time Willy Gras took place was 2019, so 3 years ago. I was helping set up with my fellow Wildest Cats, Sarah, Rosie, Gesa, Benning, and of course, our fearless leader and mom, Davy, and we had the best time. Now, it may sound stressful and time-consuming to put together an event for the whole entire school, but I'm not sure if I have ever had as much fun as I did while setting up. Me and our class pres, one of my best friends, Sarah Markey in particular, were having a wild time. We were in a very crazy, wacky mood, and I'm not sure if we stopped smiling or laughing while putting up posters, filling up water balloons, and even carrying a canoe down to the pond. It could have been boring and tiring, but because it was our last activity set up together, something we have done for the entirety of the year, we most certainly made the most of it. This truly made me stop, think, and realize that it doesn't matter what you do, it matters who you do it with. There was so much joy involved because I truly loved the people I was doing it with. It didn't really matter what I was actually doing, it just mattered that I was doing it with them. This is a moment that pre-pandemic, I probably would have taken for granted. But when you lose so much time in a place you love, you gain a new appreciation for the little moments that would have once been overlooked. No matter where we go next, we all have a new lens to look through because we know what it's like to lose things, but it has made us more resilient. And this commencement day is a sure sign that we have come out on the other side. We get to be here today, graduating from Williston in person, in front of the entire student body, faculty, and our family and friends. I remember watching the class of 2019 graduate as a freshman, and little did we know then what was to come. No commencement for the class of 2020, a limited commencement for the class of 2021, but now, here we are, the class of 2022, finally getting to have our moment. I feel so very fortunate to be a part of the great class of 22. Our class has had a tremendous impact on Williston, the community, the arts, and the athletics. In our community, we started new traditions and continued old ones. Willy Gras and the canoe race, the broomball league, the Asian night market, senior elimination, and casino night, and that's just to name a few. Senior leaders on the dance team put on 2 successful dance concerts after having to do a virtual show last year. And senior actors helped put on amazing production of the fall play Metamorphosis and the winter musical Mamma Mia. On the athletic side of things, did you know that 50 seniors sitting here today are playing a sport in college? That is nearly 40% of the graduating class. This year we have had 4 championship teams led by members of the senior class. Girls ice hockey, boys swimming, and girls water polo all won knapsack championships, while boys ultimate won the New England Prep Tournament. We also have 7 individual seniors who won a knapsack championship this year that are sitting here today. Pragia Raja in squash, Jacob Freitas in the shot put, Ella Maddox in the 100 butterfly, Ava Larkin in the 100 freestyle, Jack Haddad in the 100 breaststroke and the 200 medley relay, Henry Wiemeyer in the 200 medley relay, and Abigail Tui, who won 4 knapsack championships this year in cross country, the 1500, 800, and 4x4 relay. Ava, Jack, Abigail, and Selena Negron also all hold school records in their respective sports. Knowing all of this, it is pretty safe to say that our class has had a significant impact on the Williston community. Even though we may have experienced some bumps along the way, we prevailed. No matter where our next journeys may take us, we will always have a home at Williston. For me, I'll be right down the road at Amherst College next year and already have plans to make weekly trips to campus and stay at Miss Talbot's house for the weekend. Miss Fogg also assured me I can have a job here in 4 years when I graduate from college. And as of right now, I will definitely be taking her up on her offer. Now, before I go, I have some advice that I would like to share with you all. It doesn't matter if you're a senior, underclassman, faculty member, friend, or family, this could apply to any of you. Number 1, as I said earlier, what Taylor Swift says goes. Well, that might be just me, but I recommend you try to give her a listen or find someone else to look up to and inspire you as much as Taylor Swift inspires me. Number 2, turtleneck sweaters are awesome for crying into during tests. Or like maybe if you're out there and not in school anymore, you could get one for like a job interview or something, but I'm sure I'll find other uses for mine once I'm out in the real world. And finally, number 3, just be yourself. Find an outlet that allows you to express yourself to those around you. For me, it was a Halloween costume that I've held on to all these years. In fact, I have it right here. That being said, find your hot dog costume, no matter what it may be. But really, as we all leave here today, no matter where our futures take us, I hope that you will find and be your true self without influence from anyone else around you. I hope that you appreciate the little moments that would otherwise pass by unnoticed. I hope that wherever we all end up, we look back at our years on Williston with fond memories and remember the bond we all shared. To all the underclassmen out there, I honestly never believed that this day would come. It always felt so far away. But it will definitely sneak up on you no matter what you do to slow down the time. So when you're playing dodgeball in Sawyer, playing broomball at the rink, grabbing an ice cream at Mount Tom's, studying for your assessments tomorrow, or even just hanging out with friends on the quad, make sure you make the most of every single moment, because you never know when you will lose things or how quick the time will pass you by. I feel so lucky to have been a part of this community, and I know that no matter where life takes me, takes us, class of 2022, Williston will always be our home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. I'm not sure Amherst College is ready for you in your hot dog outfit. They have never seen anything like you before. So the moment we've all been waiting for, may I ask Chair of the Board of Trustees, John Hazen White Jr., to come up and assist in the bestowing of diplomas along with Mr. Talea.
You ready? I heard that. Williston Northampton School diplomas are awarded to Wisdom A. Afrani, Megan Ann Alvarado, Pragya Atavan Raja, Zachary Athey, Jameson Lee Bayuk, Grace Lily Coulter Bean, Edward Madicut Burgum. Peyton Blado. Abigail Booth. Julia Park Borden. Pietro Briguglio. Emmeline Lily Bruce. Everly Aaron Carroll. Francis James Cataldo III. Chi-Hin Nathan Chang. Aiden Chin. Hannah Choi. Christopher Clozoe. Juliana Bella Constantinople. Cameron D. Courtney. Marcus Crawford. Rosemary Jo Lunetta Crooker. Lily Grace Dardenau. Kennedy Grace Dawson. Poppy De Luzuriaga. Belen Degener. Nikhil Jacob Desai. Ryan Gunnar Deschamps. Sarah Mary Drucker. Maxwell Gordon Edwards. Dallas James Elliott. Avi Parker Falk. Jacob C. Freitas. Jackson Frechette. Sage Friedman. Samantha Friedman. Wenxi Owen Fu. William Jeffrey Gesa. Jean-Philippe Gigard. Mauricio Gonzalez. Aaron Gonzalez Sobrino. Jack Thomas Haddad. Connor James Hagnes. Tegan Bryn Hall. Gavin Charles Havens. Ethan Hebb. Ryan Edward Hennigan. Caroline Hodges. Yijun Hung. Victoria Hop Cohen. Kaitaro Hori. Sutton Anita Hua. And with her diploma to be presented by her mother, who's a member of the faculty, Adeline Lee Hume. Vasu Jain. Anna Joffrey. Benning Ladd Johnson. Sophia Ann Jones. Avi Krishna Kacker. Minsuk Max Kim. Kana Kitano. Alexander B. Komisar. Cameron David LaFountain. Jeremy Landman. Sydney Landman. William Landman. Zachary William Landon. Gianna Langoni. Ava Ruth Larkin. Olivia Grace Laurie. Junhee Lee. And with her diploma to be presented by her grandfather, who is a trustee and an alum, Catherine Margaret Livingston. Christopher Mark Ludicky. Ryan Henry Luzzy. Sarah Beveridge Penelope Markey. Jaden Marshall. Ryan Martin. Rafael Diego Rene Martinez. Ella Maddox. Lily Claire McCamus. Daniel Patrick McKiernan. Tyler John McMorrow. Emma Brody Merrill. And with her diploma to be presented by her mother, who's a member of the faculty, Sophia J. Michalski. Suyun Anthony Min. Tyler Morehouse. And with his diploma to be presented by his mother, who is an employee of the school, Tucker Calamore Motika. Harini Murrigan. Christina Calais Negron. Selena Kalani Negron. Jacob Newman. Hunam Jeremy Ng. Erin O'Keefe. James F. O'Toole.
We go, Jim.
Minami Ogino. Jose Pais. Tsingyun Melody Pan. Om Naresh Patel. Francesca Capri Polino. Laura Elizabeth Porter. Tabitha Rendlett. Lorenzo Rudiali. Jinwei Amy Wren. Maeve Jane Reynolds. Dylan Robinson. Ronan Minay Robinson. Alan Rodal. Soren Rutherford. And with his diploma to be presented by his parents, who are members of the faculty, William Tranquil Sawyer. William Seiden. Meryl Elizabeth Sesselberg. Philippe Daniel Shevchenko. Hojin Daniel Shin. Walter John Solzak. Alessandro Sternini. Natalie Ann Stott. Edwin Bruton Strange VI. Ashish Suresh. Cole Werner Tarrant. Lum Teo. And with her diploma to be presented by her father, who's a Williston employee, Riley Marie Terrell. Abigail Maureen Toohey. Leon Angela Tai. Ihung Yu. Christian Ubochi. Juan Esteban Vargas. Abigail Elizabeth Vasallo. Lily Venko. Annika von Scholler-Ames. And with his diploma to be presented by his mother, who is an employee of the school, Zachary Niels Walker. Cora Weber. Henry Wiemeyer. Sari Yamagata.
Thanks, Greg.
Mr. T, I think you forgot 2 names in the program this year. There are 2 diplomas missing.
Oh, what's going on? Mr. White, could you come read these names for us?
Where did you find them?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
2 diplomas. First one, with great distinction, to Ann Pickrell. And with equally great distinction and honor, I present this one to Greg Taleo. This is my chance to do one thing here. But before I just want to share a thought or two. This is really one of my very favorite days of every year. Really, for a lot of reasons, the memories it brings back and a chance to see some old friends, but really to celebrate you, class of 2022. And the school. And you know, I listened carefully to Nat's comments, and I was struck by the end. You know, so true. Every year I look through this tent, or at any event we have, really, this associated with the school, and I just realized that we all have, and you're now really a big part of this, we all have a common thread that runs through us. Parents, alum, faculty, staff, students. We all have a common thread that runs through us, and that's the love and the memories of what, to so many, me included, is the greatest place in my life. And so we all can share in that, and never forget this class, never forget, no matter where you go, what you do, when you win and when you lose, you always have this in your back that's helped make you, all of us, what we are. It's a wonderful place, a great blessing, and it's great to welcome you as a part of this family moving forward. I love this place, and I just want to say I love all of you. So, by the power vested in me, it's my great pleasure to hereby declare the class of 2022 to be graduates of the Williston Northampton School with all the rights and responsibilities appertaining therein. Congratulations, and God bless you.
You'll find text on the back of your program for our alma mater, Nourishing Mother. 4 verses with a little slowdown at the end. Sing really loud. Hail to Williston, Northampton, in the valley we call home. Sunrise over mountain ledges, in our sight everywhere we roam. Alma mater, guide our hearts, O Williston. One man's dream for all East Hampton, in the mills and on the land. Stand your strength and daring vision, and least care and steady hand. Alma mater, guide our dreams, O Williston. Once a gem in old Northampton, memories near proud college walls. Sarah's love and Dorothy's wisdom, joyful bells summons one and all. Alma mater, guide our minds, O Williston. Hail to Williston, Northampton, elm trees, watchful gazes true. Brave and honest souls are gathered, always proud of the green and blue. Alma mater, guide our lives, O Williston.
As you students all know, we begin the year and end the year with a symbolic ringing of the Angelus. And the Angelus is the bell that's installed over on the new quad. And it was presented to Northampton School by the Student Council of 1952. And some of those folks said it became the heart of the the Northampton School for Girls campus. The Angelus is a bell, and inscribed on it says, "For quiet thought." It was sounded every afternoon, at which time students and teachers paused for a minute of silent reflection. Maria Bergie Dwight Levascon, class of 52, said at its dedication that the ringing of the Angelus was, quote, "a call to remind us of the necessity of thought. There is much to think about in that brief minute of our own." Now permanently installed on the lawn, it has become a tradition to sound the Angelus at convocation to start the year and at commencement to end it. As we sound the Angelus, especially true of this Memorial Day weekend, I invite you to join me in a few minutes of silent thought. Mindful that it's been some years since we've had this tradition, it is customary for the faculty to process out and then line up on the ring road for the final handshake line with the now graduates of the class of 2022. And that's always one of my favorite times of the year. I want to just take this moment to thank you all your families for your support, the Board of Trustees, John Hazen White, for his passion for Williston Northampton School. And I want to leave you with this short verse. It's a variation on an Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be ever at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may the memories of Williston sustain you. Thank you, everyone. God bless. Godspeed.
1000% agree on this. We move this chair back.
Ma